Well, hey, and welcome to another Jumpstart video. If you are new here, I just want to give a quick welcome to you. My name is Shalisa, and I'm a confidence coach and mentor. I'm so glad to have you here. And if you're returning, I want to welcome you back. I'm so glad to have you. Today, I've got a really good word that I wanted to share with you, and I think it's going to bless you. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. But I want to talk about sowing and reaping today. So when God gives you something, don't we know that He really wants to see how we're going to handle it? When He gives you this seed, right? So He gives you this seed and He places it in your hands. The things that you have right now are seeds given by God, and He's not planted, but He's put it in your hand. And He wants to see if you can be trusted. He wants to see if you're going to do something good with that seed. And if you do, then He will increase it. He will multiply it, right? So I want to invite you to consider an area of your life right now that you're really wanting to receive in right now. What is something that you've been giving to the Lord? What is something you've been hoping for and praying for? I want you to think of that for just a moment. We all have something. And, if you want to receive joy, well, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to sow a seed of joy into someone's life. If you want to receive honor, you've got to sow a seed of honor. Show someone some honor. Show someone respect if you're wanting to receive respect. Show someone love if you're wanting to receive love. A lot of times when we think of sowing and reaping, you think of the money aspect. Like if I sow this into a ministry or a person, then I'm expecting to reap back what I sow. But it goes for absolutely everything in your life. It's important to understand that, again, you reap what you sow. So if you're sowing the wrong seed, even in the right area, you will reap from that seed. It's as if you sow a seed of a tomato plant, think of this, and from that seed, you're expecting it to produce a sunflower. You can't expect a different outcome with the seed that you've sown. The most powerful thing that you can sow are your words. Did you know that? Words have such power. They carry such weight. And we've taken that so for granted. The Word of God tells us that there's life and death in the power of the tongue. Have you ever found yourself saying something in a moment and you're like, that didn't feel right? I don't think I should have said that. You can't take those words back, right? So when it comes to your words, we need to be speaking life. So ask the question, what is it that I want to see? I feel like God is calling us to this level. What do you want to see? Set aside what things look like right now. Think upward. What do you want to see happening in your life? What do you want to see happening in the life of someone that you love, that you care about? And start speaking that into your environment, to your atmosphere, and let those words carry out what you're sending them to do. And speak them until you see what that seed has produced. Keep speaking it. Don't allow the negative thoughts, don't allow the negative things that you're seeing in the physical to keep you from believing that seed will be something that you will benefit from, that it will produce fruit, good fruit. It begins with using the right words. If you sow the wrong words, you will continue to see the result of those words. Have you ever noticed when something is going bad in your life and you say something about, what do they say? Like, when it rains, it pours, right? That's a mindset. And when you spoke those words, something probably happened after that. When you start thinking about, it's a domino effect, something else is about, the next shoe is about to drop. These are sayings, right, that people say all the time and you don't even think about it. You don't think twice. And you say it and then you wonder why these things are happening to you. You wonder why the negative just keeps on coming back around. It's because of your words. So start thinking about what you're saying and speak life. Speak life into the dead things. So what's coming out of your mouth? There's also power in your silence. It's equally important to know when it's time to close your mouth. Which brings me to this. I wanted to read out of Ecclesiastes really quick with you. So Ecclesiastes 3, I'm going to read 1 through 8. And it says, there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. There's a time for everything, right? And so, like I've been doing, I've been looking up the definition of certain words. And with today's message, I wanted to look up speak and silence. So the word speak, here's a few things that I found. Speak is to utter words or articulate sounds with ordinary voice. I'm not talking about yelling here, just ordinary voice. I'm speaking to you right now in this video. To verbally deliver a message, to communicate in conversation. So we're speaking right now. And silent is making no sound, quiet, still, refraining from speech, not inclined to speak. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I want you to take away today the fact that there's a time when something comes up in your mind and you want to say it in a particular situation, but maybe it is not the time to be saying that, right? So think about that. Do I need to be silent here? Is this where it's better to be silent? And not in a way, I'm certainly not talking about giving someone the silent treatment, okay? Because we have to consider how we're treating people as well in these types of situations. We need to come from a place of love. Again, sowing love, sowing respect. How do I want them to respond to me? If I show them the silent treatment, man, that's not doing any good for the relationship, right? So I'm not talking about that, but I am talking about there's a time when something comes to your mind and you want to say it in a moment, but maybe That's not the time to say that. Refrain from certain speech, right? So a time to be silent and a time to speak. There are times whenever you need to speak up. Your voice matters as well, right? Do it again with the right attitude. But there's a time to speak and a time to be silent. So I hope that this message really ministered to you today. I hope that you got something out of it. I certainly have been learning a lot. The Lord has been teaching me so much. But yeah, I hope this was good. If you really enjoyed this video, I want to invite you to give it a thumbs up, like the video, and it helps us to increase our reach. So do that. I also want to invite you, if you're on YouTube, subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you'll know anytime that I post a new video. So you can pop in here with me and learn. I also want to invite you to a couple of trainings that I put together that really are to bless you. So the first one is my 4-day confidence jumpstart. And I want to invite you to check that out, as well as my Rekindle Your Spark challenge. I believe that was 3 days. So check those out. Those are so good. And I put assignments that you can do within like 10 minutes, just to get you in that momentum, get you in that place that you need to be right now. So check those out. I'll link them. And yes, you do that. And I will chat with you again in the next video.